if n square sine square alpha plus beta equals to sine square alpha plus sine square beta minus 2 sine alpha sine beta cos alpha minus beta, prove that tan alpha equals to 1 plus minus n by 1 minus plus n tan beta. Is it clear? So, for 2 sine alpha sine beta, I am applying the formula of 2 sine A sine B, which is nothing but cos A minus B minus cos A plus B, and cos alpha minus beta is there. Okay, so let me just multiply. So now we can write cos A plus B into cos A minus B. The formula we are using it as cos square alpha minus sine square beta. Sine square beta goes off. Sine square alpha plus cos square alpha gives you 1 minus cos square alpha minus beta, which is nothing but your sine square alpha minus beta. So we have sine square alpha minus beta by sine square alpha plus beta is nothing but n square. So that implies sine alpha minus beta by sine alpha plus beta is plus minus n. Is it clear? Plus minus n means plus minus n divided by 1. Now applying componendo and dividendo, we get sine alpha plus beta plus sine alpha minus beta divided by sine alpha plus beta minus sine alpha minus beta. Same thing in the right hand side. So we are having 1 plus 1 minus. Is this clear or not? So now if I apply the formula of sin C plus sin D in the numerator and sin C minus sin D in the denominator, so we are having is it clear? So we are having 2 goes off, tan alpha by tan beta is equals to that implies tan alpha is into tan beta. Is it clear? Proved. Have you understood the sum? Absolutely? Okay. Show that sin pi by 5, sin 2 pi by 5, sin 3 pi by 5, sin 4 pi by 5 is equals to 5 by 16. Okay? Let us start with the sum by taking let pi by 5 is alpha. Now pi by 5 is basically 36 degree, right? Therefore, the left hand side becomes sin alpha, sin 2 alpha, sin 3 alpha, sin 4 alpha. Okay? Now, sin 3 alpha can be written as sin pi minus 2 alpha and sin 4 alpha can be written as pi minus alpha. Why it is so? Because pi is nothing but 5 alpha. Therefore, pi minus 2 alpha will be 3 alpha and pi minus alpha will be 4 alpha. Okay? So that exactly what I have done. I have replaced 4 alpha by pi minus alpha and 3 alpha by pi minus 2 alpha. So this becomes, this is sine 180 minus theta, that is sine theta, sine alpha. So it becomes sine square alpha into sine square 2 alpha. Is it clear? So this is basically sine square 36 degree into sine square 72 degrees, right? I'm replacing the value of alpha. Sine square 36 degree into sine square 90 minus 18 degrees. So sine square 36 degree into cos square 18 degree, right? Now, the values of sine 18, cos 18, sine 36, cos 36, these are all standard values. The values are shown on the screen, but you must remember it. I mention it repeatedly. So let me just put the values of sine 36 and cos 18. This is the value of cos 18 degree and this is the value of sine 36 degree. Right? So we are having what? Which is your right hand side. Is it clear? Have you understood? So in this problem, the main thing is that you must remember the values of, these are all standard values as I mentioned before, sine 18, cos 18, sine 36, cos 36. Okay? If sine y plus z minus x, sine z plus x minus y, sine x plus y minus z are in AP, show that tan x, tan y, tan z are also in AP. Since these given three terms are in AP, so we can write now applying sin C minus sin D formula in the left hand side as well as in the right hand side. So we have now I'm applying the formula of sin A minus B in the left hand side as well as in the right hand side. 2 goes off. Now I'm dividing cos Z in the right hand side and in the left hand side we are dividing with cos X. So we have now if we separate we are going to have let me take this sin y in the right hand side and cos y tan z in the left hand side. So we are having sin y plus sin y will give you 2 sin y. Let me divide it by cos y. Okay, so we got that tan x plus tan z is nothing but 2 tan y. That implies tan x, tan y and tan z are in AP. Is it clear? So proved. Okay. If cosec 2a plus cosec 2b plus cosec 2c is 0, prove that tan a plus tan b plus tan c plus cot a plus cot b plus cot c equals to 0. Okay. So we have been given 0, so which can be written as now let us use the formula of sine 2 theta, which is 2 sine theta cos theta. So we are having now 1 in the numerator can be written as sine square a plus cos square a plus 1 by 2 sine b cos b. Again the numerator 1 can be written as sine square b plus cos square b. Similarly, sine square c plus cos square c divided by 2 sine C cos C, which is equals to 0. So let me cross multiply this 2. So we are having now if I separate, what we are going to have? Sine square A by sine A cos A. So one sine A goes off, so we are left with tan A plus cos square A by sine A cos A. One cos A goes off, so we are left with cot A. Similarly, for the second term, we are having with tan B plus cot B. And for the third term, we are having tan C plus cot C, which is equals to 0. So let me just rearrange it. Tan A plus tan B plus tan C plus cot A plus cot B plus cot C equals to 0. Proved. Is it clear to all of you? Okay. If tan theta equals to cos 2 alpha tan phi, then show that tan phi minus theta is tan square alpha sin 2 phi divided by 1 plus tan square alpha cos 2 phi. Okay? So, we have been given, so from here you can write cos 2 alpha can be written as 1 minus tan square alpha by 1 plus tan square alpha. And now by applying componendo and dividendo we get Is it clear to all of you? So we got tan square alpha is nothing but tan phi minus tan theta divided by tan phi plus tan theta. Okay? Now let us start with the right hand side. What is given to us to be proved? Now let me replace the value of tan square alpha that we got from this relation. Sin 2 phi in terms of tan we can write 2 tan phi by 1 plus tan square phi. Again in the denominator the same thing I am doing. I am replacing tan square alpha. And I am replacing cos 2 phi in terms of tan by using the formula 1 minus tan square phi by 1 plus tan square phi. So now in the denominator if I take LCM, so we are getting Is it clear now? Okay, I have taken the LCM. In the numerator we are getting 1 plus tan square phi into tan phi plus tan theta. The same thing we are getting in the denominator, so that will get cancelled. So we are left with this. Now, if I open the brackets of the denominator we are getting, is this okay? So we are having tan theta goes off, tan phi goes off. Now let me divide both numerator and denominator by 2 tan phi. So we are having which is equals to so this is the formula for tan phi minus theta, which is nothing but your LHS. Proved. Have you understood the problem clearly? Okay. Prove that 1/3 of cos cube alpha sin 3 alpha plus sin cube alpha cos 3 alpha is 1/4 sin 4 alpha. So for this, what I'm doing is I am applying the formula of sin 3 alpha, which we know is 3 sin alpha minus 4 sin cube alpha. So from here we can write that sin cube alpha is nothing but 3 sin alpha minus sin 3 alpha whole divided by 4. Similarly, cos 3 alpha is 4 cos cube alpha minus 3 cos alpha. So from here we can write cos cube alpha is cos 3 alpha plus 3 cos alpha divided by 4. Is this clear? Is this clear? Okay. So let me just put it in the left hand side. We have in the left hand side cos cube alpha sin 3 alpha plus sin cube alpha cos 3 alpha. Okay. So 1/3 1/4 cos 3 alpha plus 3 cos alpha sin 3 alpha plus 1/4 3 sin alpha minus sin 3 alpha cos 3 alpha. Is it clear? Now let me multiply inside the bracket. So we are having what? Cos 3 alpha by 4 sin 3 alpha plus 3/4 cos alpha sin 3 alpha plus 3/4 sin alpha cos 3 alpha minus 1/4 sin 3 alpha cos 3 alpha. Is it clear? This one goes off. So we are left with, if I take 3/4 outside, so we are having sin 3 alpha cos alpha plus cos 3 alpha sin alpha. Now let me apply the formula of sin A plus B. So we are having sin A plus B, so which is 1/4 sin 4 alpha, which is nothing but your RHS. Is it clear or not? Okay. If cos 2a sin 2b equals to cos 2c sin 2d, prove that tan c plus a, tan c minus a, tan b plus d equals to tan d minus b. Okay. So, cos 2a by cos 2c equals to sin 2d by sin 2b. Is it clear? Now let me apply componendo and dividendo in this equation. So we are having now let me apply the formula cos c minus cos d in the numerator and cos c plus cos d in the denominator in the left hand side, sin c minus sin d in the numerator and sin c plus sin d in the denominator in the right hand side. So we get now 2 goes off. Sin a plus c by cos a plus c will give you tan a plus c. Sin c minus a by cos a minus c. Cos a minus c can be written as cos c minus a also, because that minus will be conjumed by cos. So it will give you tan c minus a, which is equals to sin d minus b by cos d minus b will give you tan d minus b. And in the denominator we are having sin d plus b by cos d plus b, which will give you tan d plus b. So let me cross multiply to get the answer. Is it clear? Proved. Okay. If A is greater than minus 360, less than minus 270 degree, then show that sine A by 2 is minus under root 1 minus cos A by 2. First you have to understand A is greater than minus 360 degree, less than minus 270 degree. Where does this A fall? Now see one thing very carefully, that if we go in the anti-clockwise direction, angle is measured to be positive. And if we go along the clockwise direction, your angle is measured to be negative. Now minus 360 and minus 270, it is basically, this is what? 0 to minus 90. This is minus 90 to minus 180. This is minus 180 to minus 270. And this is from minus 270 to minus 360 degree. Therefore, A is in the first quadrant. Is it clear to all of us? Then what about A by 2? It is greater than minus 180 degree, less than minus 135 degrees. Therefore, this A by 2, this angle lies in the third quadrant. Is it clear or not? Is it clear or not? A by 2 is the angle which is lying in the third quadrant. Now you observe. We know that sine square A by 2 is 1 minus cos A from the submultiple angle formula. So sine square A by 2 will be 1 minus cos A by 2. So sine A by 2 will be plus minus under root 1 minus cos A by 2. Now the question comes, which sign we should take here? Now as we know that A by 2 is lying in the third quadrant and sine in the third quadrant is negative, therefore sine A by 2 is nothing but minus under root 1 minus cos A by 2. Proved. Is it clear or not? Absolutely? Okay. If tan alpha minus beta plus gamma divided by tan alpha plus beta minus gamma is equals to tan beta by tan gamma, show that either sine beta minus gamma is 0 or sine 2 alpha plus sine 2 beta plus sine 2 gamma is 0. This we have to prove. Okay. So let us start with the given thing. Tan alpha minus beta plus gamma by tan alpha plus beta minus gamma is equals to tan beta by tan gamma. Okay. So let me convert all tan into sine and cos. So we are having now applying componendo and dividendo, we get in the right hand side also. Is it clear? Now in the numerator we are applying the formula sine A plus B. In the denominator we are applying the formula sine A minus B in both sides. So we are having which is equals to, so let me cross multiply. So if I take a minus common from this, So we are having, let me take this thing in the left hand side. So we are getting sine 2 theta. Formula we are using here, it is nothing but 2 sine theta cos theta. Now let me take sine beta minus gamma common. So we are left with sine 2 alpha plus 2 sine beta plus gamma cos beta minus gamma equals to 0. So either sine beta minus gamma equals to 0, which proves the first part, sine beta minus gamma is 0, or that implies, here we are applying the formula of 2 sine A cos B, that is sine A plus B plus sine A minus B. So this proves the second part of the given proof. Okay, sine 2 alpha plus sine 2 beta plus sine 2 gamma is 0. That's exactly what we have proved. Is it clear? So either sine beta minus gamma is 0 or sine 2 alpha plus sine 2 beta plus sine 2 gamma is 0. Is it clear to all of you? If tan square alpha plus 2 tan alpha tan 2 beta equals to tan square beta plus 2 tan beta tan 2 alpha, then show that either tan beta equals to plus minus tan alpha or the value of each side is equals to 1. Okay, so let us start with the given condition, which is tan square alpha plus 2 tan alpha tan 2 beta equals to tan square beta plus 2 tan beta tan 2 alpha. Here we are using the formula of tan 2x, which is 2 tan x divided by 1 minus tan square x. So in this case it will be 2 tan alpha into 2 tan beta by 1 minus tan square beta equals to tan square beta plus 2 tan beta into 2 tan alpha by 1 minus tan square alpha. Let me take everything in the left hand side. So we are having tan square alpha minus tan square beta plus 4 tan alpha tan beta by 1 minus tan square beta minus 4 tan alpha tan beta divided by 1 minus tan square alpha equals to 0. So tan square alpha minus tan square beta, let me take 4 tan alpha tan beta common from the second bracket. Now for the second bracket, if we take the LCM, 1 minus tan square beta and 1 minus tan square alpha. So we are having here as 1 minus tan square alpha minus 1 plus tan square beta equals to 0. If I take a minus common, and we are having in the numerator tan square alpha minus tan square beta divided by 1 minus tan square alpha into 1 minus tan square beta, which is equals to 0. Now from these two expressions, we are taking tan square alpha minus tan square beta common, so we are left with 1 minus 4 tan alpha tan beta divided by 1 minus tan square alpha into 1 minus tan square beta equals to 0. Is it clear or not? Absolutely. Okay. So either So either this one equals to 0 or this one equals to 0. Okay? So when tan square alpha equals to tan square beta, that implies tan beta is nothing but plus minus tan alpha. And the first part of the problem is proved. They have said to prove either tan beta equals to plus minus tan alpha, and the second part is we have to prove that the value of each side of the given condition is equals to 1. So now the first part is over, that we have proved tan beta is nothing but plus minus tan alpha. Now for the second one, this part is equals to 0. So we are having we can write this thing as therefore we can write 1 is nothing but this is the formula of tan 2 alpha. So tan 2 alpha into 2 tan beta by 1 minus tan square beta. So that implies 1 minus tan square beta is equals to 2 tan beta tan 2 alpha. Is it clear? That implies tan square beta plus 2 tan beta tan 2 alpha equals to 1, which is nothing but this side. Is it clear? So we have proved that this part is equals to 1. Now what I'm doing is I'm writing this one as my tan 2 beta. So we are having 1 minus 1 equals to 2 tan alpha by 1 minus tan square alpha into tan 2 beta. Is it clear? So we are having, if we cross multiply, so we are having tan square alpha plus 2 tan alpha tan 2 beta is equals to 1. And you see, tan square alpha plus 2 tan alpha tan 2 beta equals to 1. This is nothing but the left hand side of the given condition. Yes or no? It is tan square alpha plus 2 tan alpha tan 2 beta, and we have proved that the value of tan square alpha plus 2 tan alpha tan 2 beta is 1. Therefore, we have proved that either tan beta will be equals to plus minus tan alpha, or each side of the given equation is equals to 1. Have you understood the problem clearly? Okay. In this question, they have said that if x is sine theta plus cos theta sine 2 theta and y equals to cos theta plus sine theta sine 2 theta, then prove that x plus y whole to the power 2/3 plus x minus y whole to the power 2/3 is 2. So what I'm doing first is we are finding x plus y. What is x plus y over here? Okay, so let us just make a group of sine theta plus cos theta, and this one I'm making it another group. Now from the second group, if I take sine 2 theta common, so we are left with now let us take sine theta plus cos theta common. So we are left with 1 plus sine 2 theta. Now observe carefully. We all know that 1 plus sine 2 theta is what? 1 can be written as cos square theta plus sine square theta. And sine 2 theta can be written as 2 sine theta cos theta, which gives you sine theta plus cos theta whole square. Right? So your x plus y comes to sine theta plus cos theta into sine theta plus cos theta whole square. So that gives us sine theta plus cos theta whole cube. Is it clear? Therefore, x plus y whole to the power 2/3 will give you sine theta plus cos theta whole square. Is it okay with you? Now we are applying x minus y. So we are having let me again make a group of sine theta minus cos theta. And from this 2, if I take minus sine theta common, minus sine 2 theta common, so we are left with sine theta minus cos theta. So it will be sine theta minus cos theta into 1 minus sine 2 theta. Again with the same argument, whatever we have done here, if it is 1 minus sine 2 theta, then only change that will take place is here. Because this will remain same, only a minus sign will come here, implies that it will be sine theta minus cos theta whole square. So this thing becomes, so that gives us sine theta minus cos theta whole to the power 3. Therefore, x minus y to the power 2/3 is sine theta minus cos theta whole square. Is it clear? Now if I add the corresponding sides of this 2, we are having and if I open the bracket by using the formula a plus b whole square and a minus b whole square, we are having sine square theta plus cos square theta. From both the cases, we are going to have this sine square theta plus cos square theta. So it is 2 times sine square theta plus cos square theta. And from the first one, you are going to have 2 sine theta cos theta. And from the second one, you are going to have minus 2 sine theta cos theta. So which will go off and we are left with only 2. Is it clear? So proved. Have you understood the problem? Absolutely? Okay. If alpha is greater than 0 less than pi by 2, that is in the first quadrant, and beta is greater than pi by 2 less than pi, that is in the second quadrant, and cos alpha is 4 by 5, cos beta is minus 3 by 5, then find the value of cos alpha minus beta by 2. Show also that beta is pi by 2 plus alpha. Okay, so let us just prove the first part of the problem. Now we have been given that alpha is in the first quadrant. So therefore, alpha by 2 will also be in the first quadrant. B is in the second quadrant. So beta by 2 will be in the first quadrant. Is it clear? Now, cos alpha is 4 by 5. Look it very carefully. We know that 2 cos square alpha by 2 minus 1 is cos alpha from the submultiple angle formula. So cos alpha by 2 is 1 plus cos alpha by 2 under root. Now since alpha by 2 is in the first quadrant, therefore we will choose the positive sign. Okay, otherwise we would have chosen the negative sign. Therefore the value of cos alpha by 2 is it clear? Now what will be sin alpha by 2? Since alpha by 2 again, it is in the first quadrant, so I have to choose the positive sign. Is it fine with you people? Absolutely? Okay. Now come for the beta. Cos beta is minus 3 by 5. Again, beta by 2 is in the first quadrant. Okay. So, we can write. So, let me replace the value. Therefore, sine beta by 2 will be, again, beta by 2 in the first quadrant, so I have to choose the positive sign. Is it clear? So now simply by knowing sine alpha by 2, cos alpha by 2, sine beta by 2 and cos beta by 2, we can find out the value of, which is the first part of the problem, cos alpha minus beta by 2, which can be written as, let me replace the values. Therefore, our answer is, so that gives us which is nothing but 1 by root 2. Is it clear? Now, we got the value of cos alpha minus beta by 2, which is 1 by root 2. Now, observe carefully. We have been said that alpha is lying from 0 to pi by 2 and beta is lying from pi by 2 to pi. Now here, angle beta is greater than angle alpha. Tell me yes or no. Because beta is in the second quadrant and alpha is in the first quadrant. So beta is more than alpha. Now, beta minus alpha, this is greater than 0. See, we have been given, so beta minus alpha will be greater than 0. Now one more question, beta minus alpha, it will lie between, tell me the range where beta minus alpha will lie. Look it carefully. Alpha is lying between 0 and pi by 2 and beta is lying from pi by 2 to pi. So if we subtract, what will happen? So it can lie anywhere between 0 and pi. Therefore, beta minus alpha by 2, this will lie somewhere between 0 and pi by 2. Is this funda clear or not? Now, if it is so, then we will write, you see, we got cos alpha minus beta by 2 is 1 by root 2. But as we know that alpha minus beta by 2 will be negative because beta is more than alpha. So we can write alpha minus beta by 2 is nothing but minus pi by 4. Tell me yes or no. Because the value of 1 by root 2 is cos pi by 4. But since alpha is less than beta, so we will write this thing as cos of minus pi by 4. Have you got this one or not? Therefore, that implies alpha minus beta is minus pi by 2 implies beta is pi by 2 plus alpha, which proves the second part of the problem. Is it clear to all of you? Absolutely? Okay. If cos beta cos gamma minus alpha equals to cos alpha minus beta plus gamma, then prove that cot alpha plus cot gamma equals to 2 cot beta. Okay? So, we have been given cos beta cos gamma minus alpha is cos alpha minus beta plus gamma. So, the right hand side I am writing it like this, alpha plus gamma minus beta. And I am applying the formula of cos A minus B in the right hand side. So, we have let us take this term in the left hand side. So, we are getting now applying the formula of cos C minus cos D in this case. So, we are getting now dividing both sides by sine beta, we are having, let me take this sine gamma sine alpha in the right hand side in the denominator. Let us open this sine alpha plus gamma using the formula of sine A plus B. And if we separate, we are having sin alpha cos gamma by sin gamma sin alpha. Sin alpha goes off, so it is cos gamma by sin gamma, that gives you cot gamma, plus cos alpha sin gamma by sin gamma sin alpha will give you only cot alpha, because sin gamma will go off. Okay, so we have proved 2 cot beta is cot gamma plus cot alpha. Proved. Is it clear to all of you? Okay. In triangle ABC, if C is a right angle, prove that sin square A by sin square B minus cos square A by cos square B is equals to A to the power 4 minus B to the power 4 divided by A square minus B square. So we are having sin square A by sin square B minus cos square A by cos square B. Now, sin square A can be written as, we know that A by sin A is B by sin B. Therefore, sin square A by sin square B will be nothing but A square by B square minus. We know the formula of cos A, which is, and we know the formula of cos B, which is. Now let me just plug those two values here. So we are having getting CC goes off, 2 goes off. Okay. Now we have been given that in the triangle ABC, angle C is 90 degree. This side is A, this side is B, this side is C. Therefore, A square plus B square must be equals to C square. Yes. So I am replacing C square by A square plus B square. We are having so if I simplify, we are going to have A square goes off, B square goes off. So it is nothing but 2B square by 2A square into A by B whole square. So it gives you 2 goes off. Okay. So it is nothing but B by A whole square. That is, now if I take LCM, it gives us A to the power 4 minus B to the power 4 divided by A square by B square, which is nothing but our right hand side proved. Is it clear? If tan 3A by tan A is K, prove that sin 3A by sin A equals to 2K by K minus 1. Also show that the value of K cannot lie between 1 by 3 and 3. Okay. So we have been given that tan 3A by tan A is K. So that implies K is, applying the formula tan 3A, we get 3 tan A minus tan cube A divided by 1 minus 3 tan square A into tan A. So that implies K equals to 3 minus tan square A by 1 minus 3 tan square A. That implies, okay, so from here we get, that implies tan square A is K minus 3 by 3K minus 1. Okay. Now you see, what is sin 3A by sin A? Applying the formula of sin 3A, it is 3 sin A minus 4 sin cube A divided by sin A. So we are having 3 minus 4 sin square A, which is, sin square A can be written as cosec square A, 1 by cosec square A. 3 minus 4 cosec square A is 1 plus cot square A. Okay, so it is coming to what? 3 minus 4, 1 plus tan square A is k minus 3 by 3k minus 1. So cot square A will be 3k minus 1 by k minus 3. So after simplification we are getting 3 minus divided by k minus 3 plus 3k minus 1. So it's basically 3 minus 4 times k minus 3 divided by 4k minus 4. So we are left with 3 minus k minus 3 by k minus 1. Is it clear or not? Absolutely. Okay. So what we are having now? 3k minus 3 minus k plus 3 by k minus 1. So that is 2k by k minus 1. Is it clear? So we have proved the first part, which is given to prove that sine 3a by sine a is 2k by k minus 1. That we have proved. Now we have to prove that k cannot lie between 1 by 3 and 3. Okay? Now, we got tan square A. We got tan square A is k minus 3 by 3k minus 1. Now look it very carefully. Tan square A is k minus 3 by 3k minus 1. As tan square A is always positive, so I must write that this is always greater than or equals to 0. Hello? This can be either greater than or equals to 0 because tan square A is always positive. So from here what you get? At the same time we have to observe one thing. There will not be an equal sign in this case, as tan square A is always greater than equals to 0. But if tan A is 0, the given condition is not defined then. Okay, so here we must say that tan A cannot be 0. So the condition becomes tan square A, which is your k minus 3 by 3k minus 1, is greater than 0. So if I put the values on the number line, we are having, so k lies between minus infinity 1/3 or 3 less than k less than infinity. Those who don't know the number line, please, I have given the video on inequations. The link has been given in the description box. So you please check it out so that you will be comfortable with the number line system. So from here we got that k is lying between minus infinity to 1/3 or 3 to infinity. Okay, that implies k does not lie between 1 by 3 and 3. Is it clear? Hence the second part is also proved. Is it clear to everyone? Absolutely? Okay. If alpha and beta be two roots of the equation a cos theta plus b sin theta is c, show that number 1, sin alpha plus sin beta is 2bc by a square plus b square. Sin alpha sin beta is c square minus a square by c square plus a square. And tan alpha plus beta is 2ab by a square minus b square. We have been given a cos theta plus b sin theta is c. So we can write let me square both sides. Let me break cos square theta. So if I open the bracket, we are going to have let me take everything in the right hand side. Is it clear? Now they have said alpha, beta are the two roots of this equation. Therefore, we can say the sum of two roots, which proves the first part of the problem, the product of two roots, which proves the second part of the problem. Okay. Now, for the third one, what we are doing, since alpha, beta are the two roots of this equation, therefore, it must satisfy it. So let me subtract these two equations. So we are having now if I break it by using the formula cos C minus cos D, and here sin C minus sin D, we are getting let me take a minus sign outside. So we are having and dividing by 2. So we are getting this minus sign will come out. Let me take sin beta minus alpha by 2 common. So we are left with. So either sin beta minus alpha by 2 is 0, but this is impossible because alpha is not equals to beta. Okay. Thus, this one is true. So we are having from this equation is B by A. Is it clear? Now you see, we have to find out the value of tan alpha plus beta, which can be written as, is it clear to all of you? I'm simply replacing the value of tan alpha plus beta by 2. So what we are having after simplification? And which proves the third part of this problem. Is it clear to all of you? Absolutely? Okay. Prove that cot 142.5 degree equals to under root 2 plus under root 3 minus 2 minus under root 6. And the second part of the problem is tan 11 degree 15 minutes equals to under root 4 plus 2 root 2 minus root 2 minus 1. Is it clear? Now let us start the first part of this problem, which is cot 142 degree 142.5 degree, which can also be written as cot 180 minus theta is minus cot theta, which is minus cot 75 by 2 degrees, right? Which can also be written as let me multiply numerator and denominator with 2 cos 75 by 2 degrees. We get so in the numerator we are writing 2 cos square theta, which is 1 plus cos 2 theta, divided by 2 sin theta cos theta is sin 2 theta. Cos 75 degree can be written as sin 75 can be written as, so which is 1 plus cos 90 minus theta is sin theta, sin 90 minus theta is cos theta. Now we all know the value of sin 15 degree and cos 15 degree, right? These two values we can find out easily by applying the formula of sin A minus B and cos A minus B, where you treat A as 45 degree and B as 30 degree, so you can get its value. In entrance examination, you must remember those values, but if this question comes in your board's exam, you must find out the values of sin 15 degree and cos 15 degree, and you must show it in your paper. in the boards exam, but not in entrance because it will consume a lot of time. So you must remember the value of sine 15 degree, which is root 3 minus 1 by 2 root 2, and cos 15 degree is root 3 plus 1 by 2 root 2. These are the two values, right? You must remember it. As I told you, I am repeating it. Please remember it for your entrance purpose. But for boards, you must work out to find the value of sine 15 degree and cos 15 degree. Okay? So let me plug these values in the given expression. So we are having sine 15 degrees and cos 15 degrees. So if I simplify, we are going to have, let me rationalize it. So in the numerator we are having, if we multiply, divided by, in the denominator a square minus b square. So in the numerator we are having, and in the denominator we are getting 2, and let me cancel this 2 to get my answer. Is it clear to all of you? So proved. So the first part of the question is over. Now let us concentrate on the second part. We have to find out the value of tan 11 degree 15 minutes. Now we know that 1 degree equals to 60 minutes. Therefore 15 minutes equals to, which is 1 by 4 degree, right? Therefore tan 11 degree 15 minutes can be written as, is it okay? Which gives us, which can also be written as, now let me multiply numerator and denominator with 2 sine 45 by 4 degree. So the numerator is coming to, and in the denominator we are getting 2 sine a cos a, that is sine 2a, that is sine 45 by 2 degrees. Is it clear? Now let me again multiply numerator and denominator with 2 cos 45 by 2 degrees. So we are having 2 sine square theta can be written as 1 minus cos 2 theta into 2 cos 45 by 2 degrees. And in the denominator we are having 2 sine a cos a, that is sine 2a, which gives us sine 45 degrees. Is it clear? So the expression is coming to 1 by root 2. So this root 2 will come up. 2 cos square theta can be written as 1 plus cos 2 theta. So it will become 1 minus cos 45 degrees. Is it clear? Now we have to find out the value of cos 45 by 2 degrees. Let me find it out. We know that cos a by 2 is under root 1 plus cos a divided by 2. Is it clear? Therefore, cos 45 by 2 degrees is under root 1 plus cos 45 by 2. Is it clear? Now let me just plug this value over here. So we are having, I'm doing it here. Cos 45 degrees is 1 by root 2. Let me multiply with root 2. So we are having 2 root 2. So we are getting what? I'm sorry. Here it will be divided by root 2. I've done a mistake over here. So if we simplify, we are going to have root 2 goes off. 2 when goes inside the root sign, it will be 4. So it is 4 plus 4 by root 2 minus root 2 minus 1. Are you getting my point? When this 2 goes inside the root sign, it will be 4. So it will be 4 plus, and the cos 45 degrees 1 by root 2. So it is 4 by root 2. Now if we rationalize this part, we are going to have, is it clear? Therefore, tan 11 degree 15 minutes is nothing but under root 4 plus 2 root 2 minus root 2 minus 1. Proved. Is it clear? Is this part clear to all of you? Absolutely? Okay. If 2 sin A equals to under root 1 plus sin 2A minus under root 1 minus sin 2A, find the limits of values of A. Very important question. See, before starting the sum, let me give you a little conception about modulus function. Though I have already discussed modulus function in some special functions video which has been uploaded in the calculus section. I have given the link in the description so you can check it there also. Anything which comes out of a root sign is always with a mod sign. And what does this mod means? It means that whatever may be the value or values of x, mod of x is always positive. Is it clear? If your x is greater than 0, we write mod x as simply x. And if x is less than 0, we write this thing as minus x to make it positive. Are you getting my point? Because your mod x is always positive, and if x is less than 0, to make it positive, I should give a minus outside and remove that mod sign. Is it clear? This is the basic funda of modulus function. Now observe one thing. 1 plus sin 2A is basically, so which can be written as, is it clear? And if it is a minus 1, a minus sign will come here, a minus sign will come here. Therefore, under root 1 plus sin 2A is basically under root cos A plus sin A whole square. That gives us modulus of cos A sin A. Is it clear? And 1 minus sin 2A is under root cos A minus sin A whole square. That gives us modulus of cos A minus sin A. Is it clear? Now, under root 1 plus sin 2A minus under root 1 minus sin 2A is basically modulus of cos A plus sin A minus modulus of cos A minus sin A. Is it clear? Now they have given that this value is 2 sin A. How this 2 sin A will come? Look it very carefully. It will be when this can be written as cos A plus sin A and this one is written as cos A minus sin A. That gives you 2 sin A. So this implies what? Cos A plus sin A is greater than 0 as well as cos A minus sin A is greater than 0. Okay, then we can remove the mod sign with a positive sign outside. Is it clear? Now we have to find out the limits of A from these two inequalities. Before working on the inequality, I will suggest all the students to see my videos on polynomial inequality and trigonometric inequality. The videos has been uploaded in YouTube. The link has been given in the description box, so you can check it to have a good control over inequality problems. Now, let me just first take cos A plus sin A is greater than 0. I can write in this way. So we are having, is it clear? Now we know that sin theta, let us treat this thing as my theta. Sin theta is greater than 0, which is nearby the origin, is when your theta is lying between 0 and pi. That is, pi by 4 plus A is greater than 0, less than pi. The period of sin theta is 2 pi, therefore, subtract pi by 4 from both sides. Is this okay? So from the first inequation we are getting that A is lying between 2n pi minus pi by 4 and 2n pi plus 3 pi by 4, where n belongs to any integer. Is it okay? Now, from the second one, that implies this is the formula of sine A minus B, so we are having, is it okay? So we can write from here, implies, is it okay? Now we have to know where sine theta, let us treat this thing again as theta, where sine theta is negative nearby the origin, and it is nothing but from minus pi to 0. So that implies, now let me add the period of this function. Is it clear? At pi by 4 in all the sides, we are having is it okay? So we are getting so from the second inequation we are having A is lying between 2n pi minus 3 pi by 4 and 2n pi plus pi by 4. Again, n belongs to any integer. Now the common region, because your answer should satisfy both these conditions, so we have to find out the common region between these two ranges. So from here we can say that A is lying between, which is the common region between these two. Therefore, the limits of values of A will lie between 2n pi minus pi by 4 to 2n pi plus pi by 4. Is it clear? And that's your answer. Is it clear to all of you? Okay. Solve sec cube theta minus 2 tan square theta is 2. So what we will do? Sec cube theta minus 2 tan square theta. Let me take this 2 in the left hand side. So we are having equals to 0, right? So sec cube theta minus, if I take 2 common, it is coming to tan square theta plus 1, which can be written as sec square theta, because sec square theta is 1 plus tan square theta. Let me take sec square theta common. So it is sec theta minus 2 equals to 0. So either sec square theta is 0 or sec theta minus 2 is 0. Right? Now sec square theta cannot be 0 because as we all know, sec theta is always greater than equals to 1 or less than equals to minus 1. So it cannot lie between minus 1 and 1. So sec square theta equals to 0 is impossible. Therefore, we are having sec theta is 2 implies cos theta is half, which is equals to cos 60 degree, that is pi by 3. Therefore, theta is 2n pi plus minus alpha, where n belongs to any integer. Is it clear? So this is the general solution for theta. 2n pi plus minus pi by 3, where n belongs to any integer. Is it clear? Okay. Using the identity tan A equals to sine 2a by 1 plus cos 2a, find the values of tan 15 degree, tan 75 degree, and hence solve the equation sec square theta equals to 4 tan theta. Okay. So we are having tan A equals to sine 2a by 1 plus cos 2a. Right? Now let us put A equals to 15. So what we are getting? Sine 30 degrees divided by 1 plus cos 30 degrees. So that gives us 1 by 2. 1 plus root 3 by 2. That gives us 1 by 2 plus root 3. Now if I rationalize, so that gives us 2 minus root 3 by 4 minus 3, which is nothing but 2 minus root 3. Is it clear? Therefore, we got tan 15 degrees is 2 minus root 3. Is it okay? Now let us plug A equals to 75 degrees in this given identity. So what we are going to have? Tan 75 degrees equals to sine 150 degrees divided by 1 plus cos 150 degrees, right? Sine 150 can be written as sine 180 minus theta. 1 plus cos again 180 minus 30 degrees. So in the numerator we are getting sine 30 and in the denominator we are getting cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. So 1 minus cos 30 degrees. Let me put the values. It's half. 1 minus root 3 by 2, correct? So we are having 1 by 2 minus root 3, right? Now if I rationalize, what we are going to have? In the denominator we will have 4 minus root 3 whole square. So that will give you 2 plus root 3 divided by 1. So answer is 2 plus root 3. Therefore the value of tan 75 is nothing but 2 plus root 3. Is it clear? Now they have said, hence solve the equation sec square theta is 4 tan theta. Okay. So we have given to solve sec square theta equals to 4 tan theta. Correct? Sec square theta can be written as 1 plus tan square theta. 4 tan theta. So the equation in tan becomes tan square theta minus 4 tan theta. Plus 1 is 0. Okay. Now, tan theta will give you what? Minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac divided by twice a. So that gives you 4 plus minus under root 12 by 2. 12 can be written as 2 root 3 divided by 2. So that gives you 2 plus minus root 3. Therefore, tan theta can be 2 plus root 3 or tan theta can be 2 minus root 3. Is it clear? Now 2 plus root 3, we know the value of 2 plus root 3 is tan 75 degrees. So 75 degrees means it is tan 5 pi by 12, which is nothing but your tan 75 degrees. That gives you theta equals to n pi plus 5 pi by 12, where n belongs to any integer. This is a general solution. And for 2 minus root 3, we have tan 15 degree. Tan 15 degree is tan pi by 12. So that implies theta is nothing but, let us say, k pi plus pi by 12, where again k belongs to any integer. Is it clear? Therefore, the required values of theta are n pi plus 5 pi by 12 or k pi plus pi by 12, where n and k are both integers. Is it clear to all of you? Okay, see you in my next video with the solution of the next 20 sums. So take care.